You buy a car in Texas, then you decide to move to California. You register your car here, and boom, just like that, now California treats that car under California rules. Sucker. Let's say your catalytic converter goes bad. In Texas, that catalytic converter is governed by the federal government, meaning our federal government has said, hey, if we're going to build the vehicle, if you're a manufacturer, you're Ford, Toyota, GM, Chevy, if you're going to build a vehicle, it's got to pass smog emissions. It's gotta have a clean tailpipe. This is our government, federally. Now, if you bought a car in Texas and that catalytic converter goes bad in Texas, that cat can be as low as $200. Once you cross the lines and you come into California and register, that same catalytic converter can be over $1,800. The same one. It's no different. All they did was put a stamp on it. And the crazy part is that car was built for the United States with federal emissions. It might be legal in Texas. It may have been governed by the federal EPA emissions rules, but once you register in California, California takes over. Before we get back to the show, let me ask you something. When your car breaks down, who are you trusting? Because let's be honest, nobody wants to deal with auto repair. You're worried about the cost, worried about being sold something that you don't need, and worried about that after you pay, the problem still might come back. That's why Centric Automotive Center is different. At Centric, we're not here to guess. We're definitely not here to pressure you. We're here to properly diagnose the vehicle and explain what we found and help you understand what the vehicle actually needs. See, a lot of people ask us, hey Victor, what do you think I should do? Should I fix it now or can it wait? And our answer is always the same. We are here to give you information. We are not here to make the decision for you. We'll explain what we found, show you what needs attention, and let you decide what makes sense for your car and your budget and your family. See, our customers, they don't need cheesy sales tricks or scare tactics. We'll leave that for other shops. You came here because you wanted answers. Now you have the information in front of you and you stay in control. See, everybody that works here, we tell them, explain it like if it's your grandmother. When we're done explaining, she'll understand what needs to be done. My name is Victor from Centric Automotive Center. If you need a shop that remembers that you are the boss, call us today. Book an appointment online. All the information's down in the description. So now California won't let you install the cheaper one, the federal one, even if it physically fits, even if it physically works. It doesn't have the correct CARb approvals or the EO number for that vehicle. So now a California shop can't legally install it. So that's why the new right to repair memo matters. Now I want to focus on that word memo. It's a memo. It's not a new law. We're not changing nothing. What Trump did was basically write a letter, a simple letter, and says, hey, we should work on this. So nothing's been changed. In California, nothing's gonna be changed. Right now, if you have a federal car and you registered it here and you need a cat, you're gonna have to get the expensive cat. So I want everybody to understand that you're not saving money. It's just a memo of Trump saying, hey, let's work on making it easier for parts manufacturer to go through the red tape. That's it. Now, is it gonna happen? Is it gonna be easier for them? Now, right now, to get approvals from California, it's all politics and money. So that's why you can't get a California approved catalytic converter for a Toyota Prius per se. Let's use that for example. And you got to spend $1,800 because you have to get it straight from the dealer. You can't go to Napa, you can't go to AutoZone and find that catalytic converter. Now, if it was an older Chevy, let's say a 1998 Chevy, yeah, you can find it for $200-300 there because the money's been spent. But right now, it's all about, if you're gonna sell it in my state, you gotta have this stamp, and for this stamp, you gotta go through our testing, not a federal testing. You gotta go through our testing, which is you gotta take it to that facility, which it's probably someone who's related to a lawmaker or related to the government of California, and you gotta spend $100,000 in testing. And when you're done with testing, and maybe if you pass the test results, and maybe we'll let you apply for a permit to resell, and there goes another 100. It's all about money right there. That's why manufacturers right now don't make or provide anything for California, because it's super expensive just to jump through the hoop, just to provide something for what me and you need. It's gonna have the same. If they made a cat or a catalytic converter for a Toyota Prius today, it's gonna meet or exceed what the dealership's catalytic converter can do. It's just red tape. And so this new signing that Trump Trump did, it didn't change the law. The right to repair, we've always had the right to repair. It's been out there for years. The right to repair was meant for the dealership, or let me reword that. The right to repair is telling the dealership that you cannot void a warranty because a customer decides to repair their own vehicle in their house, in the garage. So if they replace the water pump and the engine goes out a year later, the dealership can't say, no, you didn't bring it to me for the first time for the repair, and so we're going to void the warranty. Oh, you do your own oil changes? Nope, that's not valid. We're going to void your warranty. That's the right to repair. So you should be able to take it to any shop that you want to and get it fixed wherever you want to, or fix it yourself. Now, this new memo, I want to say, memo is a key word. It's just a piece of paper saying, hey, let's work on the red tape and let's work on making it easier for these manufacturers to be able to provide some parts. Now, how far are we going to get with that? That's not really law. So all it really is, in a summary, is it helps aftermarket companies get emission parts tested and approved faster in the future. But for California, you still are going to need a CARb approved CAT. So you still have to fall under the red tape in California. So federally, they have their own laws. All the states, California has their own law. So if they make it easy for the manufacturers federally, that's cool. But once your car arrives into California, they have their own rules. So whatever they do up there federally, it's not going to apply to California unless California changes their rules. So when everybody on the news heard this, what does this mean for shops in California? Is repairs going to be cheaper here now? And the simple answer is nope, not at all. So here's the big difference. If this happens, there can be more legal catalytic converters available to us. More legal parts could mean better supply. Better supply can be lower prices, but this is the most important part. It doesn't happen overnight. The memo doesn't mean that shops can ignore California law today. It does not mean shops can install federally only catalytic converters in California. It doesn't mean that customers can bring any cheap catalytic converter online or buy them online and have it installed legally here in the States. So when you buy online, they're going to have their own stamp, and when they have the stamp on that part and you come in here and install it, once you go to a Smog station, they're going to scan it or they're going to punch in the numbers, which that's what the Smog stations are forced to do, is punch in the CAT code or serial number, and if it doesn't match, you're going to fail. So now you just spent X amount of dollars to having a shop installed your CAT, whether it's cash under the table, and you're back to zero. It's going to fail Smog, and now it's going to ding it, and so whatever Smog station you end up, it's going to have that history that you had a failed Smog because of the wrong serial number, so they're going to keep an eye on that serial number and keep on checking that CAT. Give me a second. Okay, let me touch up again on the right to repair and what that means. And people might say, I can fix my car however I want. That's not exactly what it means, right? The right to repair means a car owner and independent shop should have fair access to repair information, tools, and legal parts. So the biggest things right now is, let's say back in the day, they would have specialty tools and then they wouldn't sell it to the public. So you had a special tool to take something off and they would keep it to themselves, and you could buy it from the dealer, but it was really tough. It was really hard to find. They put in loopholes. Nowadays, back now in 2026, now they have softwares where they're not giving the software codes or writings or files for us shops to be able to download and install into your ECUs or computers. And I want to say, we still are able to, I want to say like 80% of software updates and stuff like that we have access to. But there's a couple manufacturers out there that are making it really, really tough, or keeping 50% of the softwares in their pockets and releasing softwares to shops like us, but not having full access to certain things. So that's one of the things of the right to repair that I hope it solves. That, you know what, if we have the right to fix our own cars, or even the customers, like Tesla right now, you can push a button and you get a software update at your home, in your house, using your own Wi-Fi, and it should be like that right now with all the other manufacturers. You should have access. Hey, all I need is a software update, push a button, whether they charge you or not. We don't need to go in for a diagnosis on a symptom that just needs a software update. So here's the simple breakdown. Yes, we want freedom of repairs. We want affordable parts. We definitely want more legal aftermarket options. rules. And as far as manufacturers, we want faster approval process. So this memo, the only good thing that's going to do, and this is just for the future, it could be good for aftermarket parts getting approved, help availability, and definitely help with pricing. But today in California, the rule still stays the same here. You need CARb approved catalytic converters with the correct EOE number for the exact vehicle. So my summary on this: you buy a car in Florida, you have a cat that has zero emission. You buy in California, you have a cat that has zero emission. The only difference is you're paying more here in California, and that sucks. That makes your car bill higher. Now, you saw some older videos of mine last year sometime talking about getting rid of smog stations here in California. I don't think that's going anywhere. We were excited because there was talk about it. During that conversation, when Trump was indicating certain new laws and getting rid of certain things here in California, not getting rid of things here in California, but making federal laws on certain things where California would have to listen. California was already starting to talk about creating laws for brake pads and rotors, basically saying you needed certified brakes or approved California brake pads and rotors. So they wanted to start creating a smog station, or if they got rid of the smog station, there was going to be an inspection station, kind of like other states out there. And now they wanted to check your brakes and say, hey, no, these are aftermarket brake pads that aren't approved and they're not legal, and we're not going to give you your registration. So guys, my name is Victor, Centric Automotive Center/podcast. Thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to say whatever you need.